morning, students, and Dr. Mohammed assistant professor in the Department of Economics. Students, in today's class, we are going to discuss about negotiable instrument. What is the meaning of negotiable instrument? What are the different types of negotiable instrument? We are going to discuss in today's class. So, a negotiable instrument in the sense it is a signed document. See, it means it gives some promise to pay some amount of payment to a specific person. So, in other words, it is a formalized type of IOU. See, a transferable signed document that promises to pay the bearer a sum of money at a future date or on demand. This is considered as a negotiable instrument. So the payee, who is the payee? Payee is the person receiving the payment. He must be named or otherwise indicated on the instrument because they are transferable and assignable. Some negotiable instruments may trade on the secondary market. If you see this, the negotiable instrument, these are transferable in nature. It allows the holder to take the funds as cash or use them in a manner appropriate for the transaction or according to their preference. The fund amount listed on the document includes the notation as the specific amount promised and must be paid in full either on demand or at a specified time. So, a negotiable instrument can be transferred from one person to another person. So, once the instrument is transferred, the holder obtains a full legal title to the instrument. So, these documents provide no other promise on the part of the entity issuing the negotiable instrument. So additionally, no other instructions or conditions can be set upon the bearer to receive the monetary amount listed on the negotiable instrument. So for an instrument to be negotiable, it must be signed with a mark or a signature by the maker of the instrument, the one issuing the draft. So this entity or person is known as the drawer of funds. Let us discuss about the different types of negotiable instruments. So these are many types of negotiable instruments. There are many types of negotiable instruments. See, the common is a personal check, a traveler's check, promissory note, deposits, certificates of deposits as well as money orders. Suppose let us concentrate on this personal check. See, personal checks are signed as well as authorized by someone who deposited their money with the bank and specify the amount required to be paid, as well as the name of the bearer of the check also. See, while technology has led to an increase in the popularity on online banking, checks are still used to pay a variety of bills. However, a limitation of using personal checks is that it is a relatively slow form of payment and it takes a long time for checks to be processed compared to other methods. Let us clearly discuss about the traveler's check. See, traveler's check are another type of negotiable instrument intended to be used as a form of payment by people on vacation in foreign countries as an alternative to the foreign currency. So, traveler checks are issued by the financial institutions with serial numbers and is a prepaid fixed amount also. They operate using a dual signature system which requires the purchaser of the check to sign once before using the check and a second time during the transaction. So as long as the two signatures match up, the financial institution issuing the check will guarantee payment to the payee unconditionally. With traveler's check, purchasers do not have to worry about carrying large amount of foreign currency while on vacation, and banks provide security for loss or stolen checks. So with the technological advancements in the last few decades, the user of traveler's check has been gone into decline as more convenient ways of making payments abroad have been introduced. There are also security concerns associated with traveler's check, as signatures can be forged and the checks themselves can also be counterfeit. See, today, many travel retailers and banks do not accept the traveler's checks due to the inconvenience of the transaction and fees charged by banks to cash them. See, instead, travelers' checks have been mostly replaced with debit and credit card as methods of payment. The next one is money order. Money orders are like checks in that they promise to pay an amount to the holder to the order. It is issued by the financial institutions and governments. Money orders are widely available but differ from checks in that there is usually a limit to the amount of the order, typically 1,000. The entities who need more than 1,000 need to purchase multiple orders. Once the money orders are brought, the purchaser fills in the details of the recipient and the amount and sends the order to the person. The money orders, it contains relatively little personal information when compared to the check. It contains only less information. With just the names and address of the sender and recipient and not any personal account information. International money orders are also a popular way of sending money abroad nowadays. Since money orders do not need to be cashed in the country of issuance, as such, they enable a simple and quick method of transferring money. So let us discuss about the promissory note. See, a promissory note is a document which contains a written promise between the parties. One party is the payer. He is promising to pay the other party, that is the payee, a specified amount of money at a certain date in the future. So like other negotiable instruments, the promissory notes contain all the relevant information for the promise, such as the specified principal amount, interest rate, term length, date of issuance, and the signature of the payer. See, the promissory note primarily enables individuals or corporations to obtain the financing from a source other than a bank or financial institution. Those who issue a promissory note become lenders. While promissory notes are not as informal as an IOU, which merely indicates that there is a debt, it is not as formal and rigid as a loan contract, which is more detailed and lists out of consequences if the note is not paid and other effects. Then let us discuss about the certificate of deposit. See, a certificate of deposit is a product offered by financial institutions and banks that allows the customers to deposit and leave untouched a certain amount for a fixed period, and in return benefit from a significantly high interest rate. So usually the interest rate increases steadily with the length of the period. The certificate of deposit is expected to be held until maturity when the principal along with the interest can be withdrawn. As such, fees are often charged as a penalty for early withdrawal. So most financial institutions, including banks and credit unions, offer CDs. But the interest rates, terms, limit and penalty fees vary greatly. So the interest rate charged on CDs are significantly higher than those for savings accounts. So most people shop around for the best rates before committing to a certificate of deposit. Because the certificate of deposits are attractive to the customer not only because of the high interest rate but also of the safe and conservative nature. As the interest rate is fixed throughout the course of the term. This is the certificate of deposits. Then the next aspect is, so we are coming to the summary. It is negotiable in the sense it is a negotiable instrument. It refers to the fact that they are transferable to different parties. So negotiable means transferable to different parties. If it is transferred, the new holder obtains the full legal title to it. Non-negotiable instruments, on the other hand, are set in stone and cannot be altered in any way. Negotiable instruments enable its holders to either take the funds in cash or transfer to other persons. See, the exact amount that the payer is promising to pay is indicated on the negotiable instrument and it must be paid on demand at a specific date. Like contracts, negotiable instruments are signed by the issuer of the document. So negotiable instrument, it is a very easy concept. It is a document. It gives guarantee to the payment of a specified person. So specific amount of money to a specified person and it requires payment either on demand or at the set of date. So these negotiable instruments are different from the non-negotiable instrument. How it is different? Because new holders obtain full legal title to them. So negotiable instruments contain key information. It may be principal amount, interest rate, date, and most importantly, the signature of the payee. Now let us discuss about the basic characters of this negotiable instrument. So the holders of the instruments is presumed to be the owner of the property contained in. So they are freely transferable. At the same time, a holder in due course gets the instrument free from all defects of title of any previous holder. So the holder in due course is entitled to sue on the instrument in his own name. The instrument is transferable till the maturity and in case of checks till it becomes stale. So certain equal presumptions are applicable to all the negotiable instruments unless the contrary is proved. So apart from these, there are some various instruments of money market we will discuss in the next class. Thank you, friends.